we're going to get things kicked off. What an incredible flight, right? How about a round of applause? It's a great day for the state, great day for us here in Lansing, but we've got our board chair, Airport Authority Board Chair, John Chesky, that's going to kick us off.
Hi everyone, good morning. What a beautiful day. Thank you for coming to the Lansing Airport. I want to take a moment and recognize some of my colleagues from the Board of Directors that are able to join us here today. Mrs. Debbie Groh and Mrs. Jennifer Jacob. Also from the Board of Directors, unable to be here this morning is Victor Celentino, Matt Lancy, Yvette Collins, and ex officios from Clinton and Eaton County, Bob Showers and Mark Moudry. Before we continue, I'd like to take a quick moment to recognize some of our elected officials that are here as well, and starting off with the best mayor in the state and in the country, my mayor, Andy Shore. From Lansing City Council, Peter Spatafore. From our Ingham County Commission, Bob Pena. From Clinton County Commission, Brian Herdekamp. Federally, we have representatives from the office of Senator Alyssa Slotkin. From Senator Gary Peters' office, we have Callie Fox. And from Congressman Tom Barrett's office, we have Ron Kendall. Also joining us here, and we're very appreciative, we have our Major General Rogers from the Michigan National Guard. So thank you all for being here today. And I will turn it over to our President and CEO, Nicole Noel-Williams.
Hey, good morning again. Welcome to Beta Technologies ribbon cutting for Michigan's first charging queue to be located right here at the Capital Region International Airport. Today marks a major milestone as we take a bold step forward in sustainable aviation and our long-term vision for innovation here at Lansing. I'd like to thank John Chesky, the board chair, and with the Airport Authority Board and our ex officios that are all here today. You know, we wouldn't be able to move forward and do what we've done here at the airport without your ongoing support. You know, this project aligns with our master plan. The vision and focus of expanding and diversifying services across domestic and international passenger services, looking at cargo development, land development, and how do we use this source of land to support the future that we have and making sure aviation continues to be sustainable into the future. While we won't see these electric aircrafts flying in and out of here tomorrow, we are kicking off this ribbon cutting for a critical step in building the foundation for the future of flight. You know, this technology signals not just Michigan, which is an important key factor here in Michigan, but also for the Capital Region International Airport to support the growth of sustainable aviation in the industry continues to evolve. Now, this future application can be used in healthcare, logistics, military, even passenger travel. So this is coming soon, so stay tuned. But while this milestone would not be possible without my incredible team, the Airport Authority team of the Maintenance Department, Operations, Public Safety, or Administration, kind of a show of hand for any of my team that's around the room. We've got a lot of folks behind us as well. Now this achievement represents a strong collaboration with many partners, from Beta Technologies to the Michigan Department of Transportation, to Michigan Economic Development Corporation, to Lansing Board of Water and Light, to our partners there at the City of Lansing. You know, our shared vision is making this possible, so thank you again. You know, and also a special thank you to the Beta team that joined us today. It's truly been a pleasure working with Sam Hobbs and Nate Ward at the Beta team. You guys are amazing. It has been an absolute blessing. I've had the opportunity to work with you guys for, I think we're about 3 years now, of coordinating these efforts. So work like this doesn't happen in a matter of a day, right? This takes a long time to be able to position ourselves and make sure that we're ready to support those types of efforts. Now I'd like to introduce some of the guests that'll be sharing some comments that have been very vital in this effort moving forward. We have Laura Messer, who's with the Michigan Department of Transportation, Justine Johnson, who's with Michigan Economic Development Corporation, and Blaine Newton, who's the Chief Information Officer with Beta Technologies. Blaine has been instrumental in driving this innovation forward, and we're honored to be the first Michigan location to host Beta Technologies cutting-edge electronic charging unit technology right here. Thank you again for all being here today and for your ongoing support of us here at the Capital Region International Airport. So I'm going to hand this off to Laura.
With the Michigan Department of Transportation, and on behalf of the State Aeronautics Commission, Director Weefrich, the Office of Aeronautics, we'd like to congratulate the Lansing Airport on a fantastic demonstration of the art of possible. This all stemmed from some research that was started several years ago with the Office of Aeronautics and our MDOT research team, and really leveraging the new emerging technology that was coming behind clean energy and what can be possible in the field of transportation. We were able to work with the legislature to, I want to get the title right, Advanced Aerial Mobility Activation Fund. We had $2.6 million to distribute to folks like Lansing and 3 other airports. And I think today demonstrates what they could do with those things when we put our heads together to think about how do we move people and goods and use clean energy to do that. So again, Nicole, thank you and good luck with the rest of your implementation, and I will turn it over to Justine.
Good morning, everyone. And I'm so happy to be here on this beautiful day today. What a beautiful day it is in Lansing. It made me bring out my yellow blazer just because I just felt the sun rays and just wanted to say this is such a great day in our state's history. I am Justine Johnson. I serve as Chief Mobility Officer for the state of Michigan. I lead the Office of Future Mobility and Electrification, and today is truly an important milestone within our state's mobility ecosystem, and really as we talk about opportunities to move people, goods, and information, especially in places like our airways. So really, really happy to be here today. Before I get into remarks about why this is such a momentous occasion, I want to first have you all imagine a world where we are not stuck in traffic jams. Imagine a world where distances don't feel that far. Imagine a world where communities are connected and the traditional limitations around grand transportation are no longer felt. Now, this is not just an exercise of imagination or dreaming, but this is truly the vision that we are all leaning towards within the state of Michigan, especially looking at our skyways as these pathways that will seamlessly connect neighborhoods, seamlessly connect communities together in ways that we haven't seen, all while reducing our carbon footprint, which is something that is very important to our state. We have a goal of carbon neutrality by 2050 in the state of Michigan. We do that by working together and really making sure that we have activations like what we're seeing here today. So it's truly important that we think about efficiency, we think about also reducing our carbon footprint in our state. Before I get into, again, the fun stuff, just wanted to acknowledge a few partners, Michigan Department of Transportation's Aeronautics Division, and as well as the Office of Future Mobility and Electrification last year for coming together and saying, what could we do to really push the needle forward within the state of Michigan. And as part of this collaboration and this really great partnership, we launched something called the Advanced Aerial Mobility Activation Fund, which I like to say is the first of its kind. And we are truly demonstrating not only to Michiganders, but those who are watching from all over the world, that we are truly embracing the future of aviation right here. So I want to say thank you for your partnership, your collaboration, your ability to lean in and to help to identify the right types of technology that we want to see advance in our state. One of the grantees, of course, here today, Beta, was one of the grantees that was selected as part of our first round for our Advanced Air Mobility Activation Fund. And Beta is truly amazing because, one, they have such an incredible pathway and trajectory, especially when we talk about the future of aviation, but it leaders in this space. They also had a commitment and a really big goal of having an eVTOL charging network within the Midwest, and they wanted to start first with the state of Michigan. And of course, when we hear starting first in Michigan, we applaud those who are movers and shakers because we are innovators and fearless doers. So as part of this great work, you can see they're building out the eVTOL charging network that includes places like the first here today at Lansing, and then from there they will go to different locations, including Western Michigan, Traverse City, Ypsilanti, and beyond. So I am really pleased that we are demonstrating all what is to come right here in our great state. Another thing I just want to make sure that we continue to talk about is this work continues to build upon the great momentum of our governor's leadership, specifically with a executive directive that she signed about 2 weeks ago. So Governor Whitmer signed an executive directive around advanced air mobility and as well as building out these statewide strategies. Part of this executive directive is really to focus on accelerating the path for commercialization for companies like Beta and beyond. It is also focusing on really making sure that we're creating opportunities to diversify within our supply chain. We know that we are welcome and we appreciate the things that we're doing within aviation, automotive, but there's so many different opportunities, especially as it relates to work that we can see ourselves doing in aviation as well. So that's really important. And another important piece of this is really reducing the reliance on foreign manufacturing for drones and as well as eVTOL. So we really want to see our state win in this space, and our program, like how we have our Advanced Air Mobility Activation Fund, is doing just that. So we're very intentional about companies and innovators looking to build it, to test it, to commercialize and scale it, all right here in Michigan. So that being said, I just want to say thank you to each of our partners, Lansing Airport. Thank you for all of the leaders who've been brought here today. I thank each of you for coming out and celebrating as we do this ribbon cutting, but also as you see the technology on display. This is not just big picture, big vision. This is actually happening in real life. And so I want to say thank you to Beta Technologies for being a great partner, for leaning in with us. Michigan Department of Transportation, we could not do this work without you. Also to the whole entire aeronautics division, thank you. To my team within the Office of Future Mobility and Electrification, I see some of you on the back. Thank you so much for again your support and willingness to collaborate across the board. So let us continue to push boundaries, let us continue to lean in, and let us continue to be fearless leaders and doers. So thank you so much.
Justine, do you want to come on the road with us? Pretty awesome. I don't even know what to say at this point. In all seriousness, I can't thank this group behind me enough. The group at Michigan DOT, Laura, your team has been wonderful. Justine, as words don't describe the partnership. Nicole, your team, just absolutely stunning. We were talking about it earlier. We do this a fair amount around the country. It's rare to find partnership that just makes things feel easy, right? And with our partners at Osmore Construction, it just kind of happens, right? This is a really special project for us, and represents the future of air mobility in Michigan. We just couldn't be more happy. Also, just want to do a shout out for Precision Advanced Machines. They drove 2.5 hours here. They're one of our absolute best suppliers. So thank you for coming. The point is, none of this happens without partnership, whether it's in the supply chain or with the communities that we work within. So tremendous to see such excitement around this, right? It takes courage to lead. It's pretty easy to follow. And so what we see with this project, with Nicole and the team, with the state of Michigan, with the governor's office, is this willingness to lead. And it's hard, right? Because you're going to take criticism. Is this the right thing to do? Is it the right thing to do now? And what I hope we take away from this is that it is here now. This is not 10 years away. This was within our reach. You know, we started at Beta about 8 years ago. I've been with the company for about 6 years in a variety of different roles. And I've had the opportunity to go out and talk with communities. We've flown to well over 100 airports around the US, Canada, and now Europe. We've traveled over 90,000 miles in the air with our aircraft. We've met a lot of people. And the question is when, and that's now. And the question is, what does it mean? And what it means is that because you can now drive the operating cost of aircraft down, you open up the vertical dimension of mobility. right? If you can now transport cargo, medical people for cost approaching that of driving on the road, you're going to fly, right? And what does that mean? Well, we grew up in a rural state. Vermont's a very rural state. You have one city and then you have mountain boundaries that make it almost impossible to get good health care if you're 2 hours away. This opens up access into places like that, and places like rural Michigan that doesn't have access. It's economic access. It's UPS flying all day, every day, creating a mesh network from this incredible cargo airport to the balance of the region. This becomes an economic driver of the region because of this charging cube that you've taken the courage and the leadership to put in here. And that's the exciting part for me, right? So we focus on taking the hardest lug nut off first at Beta. It's always hard to do the first one. Focus on that first, that hardest thing first. The rest of them become easy. That's what you're doing here in Lansing. Michigan has such an incredible tradition of engineering and leadership in the transport sector. You and I were just chatting about it, Mayor, about REO and Oldsmobile and the heritage that's here. I think what's exciting to me most about being here, and I see a Beta hat in the back, nice job back there, appreciate it, is the absolute passion to become the next level of innovators in transportation. And that set of values of doing the hard stuff first so you can do the easy stuff later, that is right in line with our values, and I think is why this partnership frankly works so well. We see not only this conventional aircraft, the opportunity to fly from here to Traverse City for a weekend for a few dollars as opposed to a few $100s, or being able to move organs into Henry Ford and save people's lives very quickly and efficiently with a vertical lift aircraft. This ability to create access is what this charge cube means. Not just for today, but for the next 50 years. Every step function change in aviation has been driven by a change in propulsion, whether it was pistons to turbines to jets, and that's what you're seeing now. This is year one of the next 100 years of air mobility, and we're thrilled to have partners like the Lansing Airport and the state of Michigan to help drive that forward. Thanks so much for being here. We're going to go do a quick ribbon cutting and crawl all over that beautiful aircraft. Thanks.
Woo!